Okay, it's Wednesday, November 23rd. This is an end of the day SPY recap, and you can see here today we end up with another green day to the upside. We closed near the high of the day. We stayed above the midpoint of the prior day, and we had continuation from the green day yesterday. And you'll see from the price action there was a whole bunch of classic strat developments here. So let's go over them. First of all, we were biased to the upside all day. You can see here the pre-market range between the blue lines was kind of in the upper end of this range. What was really nice is we started the session near the bottom of that pre-market range and then had an immediate green bar to the upside. So there was your buy signal right there. And it was a great morning trade to continue up all morning. Now let's look at strat principle number one. Where did it go to on the first move of the day and why did it stop right here? Well, when you go back on the charts, you can see here after we were breaking out of this consolidation area yesterday, the next target was right up here at the this high of the last week. And if I draw a line right there, I'm approximating where it is. If you go here now on the 15-minute chart, this yellow line right there, boom, you can see that's exactly where it took it out. So there were stops up there. That was your first target. If you just wanted to play a quick trade, that was your target. And you could have exited right there on the first move of the day. So this was a very nice trade, and there were a whole bunch of stocks that moved up as well that you could have taken advantage of. Now, then, you're pausing pretty orderly here, and all of a sudden, boom, a big red bar. Now, at this stage, you're thinking, is the whole session reversing? But meanwhile, you were nowhere near the midpoint of the prior day. You were nowhere near yesterday, the intraday lows being taken out, anything like that. But what happened was this little move down was classic algorithmic price action where it was now going to take out liquidity, which was below the stops of that first bar. Once you had the big red bar and then you kind of paused here for 2 bars, this little move here was a pretty clear signal to come down and take out where the stops would be. Anyone who got long to start the session down here, since you had the big red bar, it wasn't kind of an orderly pullback for another push up. It just then came down and took out that stop. But what happened was it just paused on bar number, the second bar after that, and then immediately had an inside bar to the upside. And that was right near the close of yesterday. A lot of times when you hold this yellow line area, it's an opportunity, to not necessarily go all the way back up to the highs of the day, but at least to bounce from that area. In this case, we did come all the way up to the high. So you can see here we had lower lows, higher highs, classic broadening action closing near the highs. Now, in terms of the bigger picture, you are comfortable being long here. We now have a 2-up week going, and our next targets are up here towards the monthly high, which is, I kind of drew a yellow line in here, and that's where we're headed. There's, time's running out in the month. We have a holiday tomorrow, but we're still targeting up there until proven otherwise. So today was just a classic day to really take advantage, and that's what I do with most of my trading. I just take trades in the morning. I'm looking for that first move, and that's kind of my bread and butter play. I've seen a lot of days where you come up and maybe reverse, if the conditions are right to reverse. So, but you still have very nice trades early in the morning. So anyway, this was the type of day where first move up was very clear from our bias coming into the session. This little move here to take out those stops was definitely pretty high probability in terms of whether it could have possibly continued and reversed and taken out the midpoint of the prior day and then maybe had a big reversal day. But when you saw it was pausing here and then immediately went up, that kind of negated that concept. So you should never, I don't necessarily recommend taking a short trade here, but if you did, you just had to know you were targeting this area and then you're watching very tightly for failure or continuation back with the main trend. And since you were never, if you really spread the 15-minute chart out in this uptrend, you can just see this is very normal, broadening action, as the trend headed up. You have it, here's a little broadening action in here, you head higher, then eventually get a pullback. Now you get a little broadening action in here, you get broadening. So that's what happens in these uptrends, and you got to kind of know that. Anyway, so we end with a big green day. We have a holiday tomorrow, half a day, I guess, on Friday. We'll see if we continue higher. Now, these are the easy 2 days to trade. Yesterday was the 2-up day that targeted there. Today, being a continuation day, is not a classic signal, but since you had one more target to really hit, that's why it was pretty clear to take that trade. Now, you're kind of in exhaustion risk territory a little bit, 2 days in a row up. It doesn't mean you can't get 3, 4, 5 days in a row up, but you have to be wary of the fact that even as we head to that target, you might have a little exhaustion risk along the way. So these two are the more classic signals, especially yesterday. Today was continuation with a clear target. it. Now it's just a matter of is momentum going to continue or not, and you do have exhaustion risk, but you'll still play the structure on the 15-minute chart going forward. So we'll see what happens, on Friday for the half a day, and then we'll see how the week ends, and then really we're going to see. This is the weekly chart. We'll see if we can stay green here, and then we'll see with a few days left to go in the month if we can kind of reach our monthly target up here at the yellow line.